During World War II, soldiers in the field often faced harsh environments where firewood was scarce. Traditional stoves were impractical and, well, carrying heavy equipment was a real liability. Yet hunger and the need for hot meals were constant companions. In this context, soldiers developed an ingenious survival tool: a miniature stove constructed from nothing more than a tin lid, a small amount of fuel, and a few simple modifications. This pocket stove was so effective that its existence was rarely documented, and instructions were quietly passed between soldiers rather than included in official manuals. What makes it fascinating is how a simple object, overlooked and everyday, was transformed into a reliable cooking device under extreme conditions. Imagine this: you're deep in the woods, cold rain dripping from your uniform, and your only chance for a warm meal rests on a flattened tin lid. Soldiers who mastered this trick could boil water, heat rations, and even prepare basic soups, all while remaining mobile and undetected. Today, this principle isn't just a historical curiosity, it's practical knowledge for backyard survivalists, campers, and anyone interested in low-tech cooking solutions. Stick with me, because by the end of this guide, you'll understand exactly how the stove worked, why it was so effective, and how you can adapt the concept today. The stove worked by concentrating heat in a small, controlled area. The genius of the WWII pocket stove was in its simplicity. By turning a tin lid into a shallow pan with slightly raised edges, soldiers created a containment area for fuel, typically alcohol, solidified fuel tablets, or small wood shavings. The tin reflected and focused heat upward toward the cooking vessel, minimizing loss to the surrounding air. Even in windy or wet conditions, this concentrated heat allowed for efficient boiling or simmering with minimal fuel. Unlike larger stoves, which dissipated warmth quickly, the pocket stove maximized every gram of fuel, providing warmth and cooked meals under extreme conditions. For modern application, this principle is invaluable. Even in your backyard or on a camping trip, a small metal container can be turned into a heat-concentrating stove. By ensuring that heat is directed toward your pot or pan, you can use less fuel, cook faster, and retain warmth more effectively. Experiment with metal lids, aluminum containers, or small tins to replicate this principle safely. Soldiers appreciated the pocket stove because it was ultralight and portable. A flattened tin lid could fit inside a pocket or backpack, and fuel could be carried in small packets or improvised from local resources. When needed, the stove could be quickly assembled and used on the ground, inside a trench, or in a makeshift shelter. Its design allowed soldiers to remain mobile while still having access to a hot meal, critical for morale and survival in extended campaigns. This portability lesson is essential for modern survivalists. Even if you have access to full-size stoves or grills, having a compact, reliable backup that can fit in a bag or pocket ensures you can cook anywhere. Combining portability with efficiency allows for flexible cooking in emergency or off-grid scenarios. The pocket stove wasn't just a tin lid with fuel. It often incorporated a simple windbreak or base to prevent heat loss. Soldiers would place small stones, clay, or folded metal around the edges to shield the flame from wind and stabilize the cooking vessel. This allowed the stove to operate in adverse conditions, where open flames would struggle or fail entirely. Moisture from rain or wet ground was also mitigated by elevating the stove slightly, ensuring the fuel burned efficiently, and heat was directed toward cooking rather than lost to the environment. Today, these same principles apply. When using small stoves or portable burners, a makeshift windscreen, rocks, metal plates, or even folded aluminum foil can dramatically improve efficiency. Elevating the stove above wet surfaces prevents fuel from being wasted and allows for safer cooking in damp conditions. One of the most remarkable aspects of this World War II innovation was that it required almost no specialized tools. A discarded tin lid, a small knife or nail to puncture holes for airflow, and improvised fuel were all that was needed. Soldiers were resourceful, taking items from ration tins, packaging, or even scrap metal to construct their stoves. In practical terms, this teaches modern backyard or off-grid enthusiasts that survival cooking doesn't require expensive equipment. With a basic understanding of metalwork, airflow and fuel efficiency, almost any small metal container can be adapted into a functioning stove, whether for emergencies, camping or experimental backyard setups. Unlike large open fires, the pocket stove minimized risk of detection, reduced fuel consumption, and produced minimal smoke. Soldiers could boil water, heat rations, or cook small meals without attracting attention or expending valuable resources. These same qualities make the design relevant today for anyone concerned with efficiency, stealth, or sustainable cooking practices. It's a lesson in maximizing output while minimizing cost and effort, a core principle of survival and backyard preparedness. The secret World War II pocket stove demonstrates that ingenuity often lies in simplicity. Soldiers transformed a mundane tin lid into a reliable cooking device that could operate in harsh, unpredictable environments. By understanding heat concentration, portability, moisture protection, and resourcefulness, we can apply these same principles to modern survival, backyard cooking, or emergency preparedness. If you enjoyed this exploration of hidden World War II survival techniques, make sure to subscribe to Backyard Wisdom, share this video with fellow history enthusiasts or survivalists, and stay tuned for more lessons from the past that you can use today. The ingenuity of soldiers long ago can still inspire smarter, safer, and more efficient practices for modern survival and off-grid living.